everyone, I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen and another in our series of bulk cooking brisket style. Today we're going to make some of these delicious taquitos, rolled tacos, flautas, whatever you want to call them, and we're going to use only 2 cups of leftover shredded beef brisket along with some beans and cheese to make this amazing, delicious treat, and it goes together in absolutely no time, fried up super fast in my Masterbuilt fryer, and I gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to dinner. So let's go see how these all come together. Okay, we're going to get started by going over the simple ingredients that are going to go into what I'm calling taquitos. Some people will argue and say they are not taquitos because I am not using corn tortillas, in which case you can call them flautas, or you can call them taco rolls, or you can call them whatever you want to call them in your house. In my house, we're going to call these taquitos. I like using flour tortillas for taquitos because I personally do not really care for corn tortillas, and neither does anyone else in my house. So, with the exception of Micah, who will eat them plain, which just does not appeal to me. So what we're going to do is I have some taco-sized flour tortillas. And of course, this is another recipe that we're going to use our leftover brisket in. So I have about 2 cups of leftover brisket that I ran a knife through it and then I kind of broke it up with my fingers. So this is just one of those other things that you'd be so surprised at how much you can get out of just 2 cups of meat. And then we have 2 cups of cheddar cheese. And then I took a quart of my home canned pinto beans and I made some refried beans. I just poured the jar of beans in here, ran a potato masher through it, added about 1/4 cup of our favorite salsa, a teaspoon or so of my smoky Southwest seasoning, and I heated it up until it bubbled, and then I turned it off and I let it just thickens as it cools. So these are the perfect consistency. So we're going to do some beef and bean and cheese taquitos. I have my Masterbuilt fryer heating up out in the carport, and so this really couldn't be any easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some refried beans, and you do not want to put too much. And that's one of the secrets. Now, don't feel like you have to deep fry these. You can shallow fry these if you choose. I'm actually going to mix the meat and the cheese together because it's going to be easier that way. Just get it all in there together. And if you want to add any seasonings or some diced onion in here, go for it. The one thing about taquitos is you don't want to put too much filling in it because it will fall out as it's frying. The good thing about using beans in here is it's going to give you kind of a sticky base and everything is going to stick together. So this is going to just roll up really tight, and just to be safe, I am going to put a toothpick all the way through. Now I'm just going to lay this on a sheet pan that I have over here where you can't see. We'll do another one, and then I'm going to go and continue on. And a toothpick. Now I'm going to go ahead and continue making these, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what they look like. Well, there you go. They're all rolled up. Now we used an entire package of tortillas, and these are taco-sized tortillas. So we have 20 taquitos here, and I had just enough meat and cheese mixture to make 20 of them. And I have just a little bit of refried beans left. So now we're going to head on out to the carport, and we're going to pop these in the fryer. So we'll meet you out there. All right, before I start frying, I always like to take my basket and give it a dip down in that oil. I'm going to be able to use this oil just one more time, which is tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to be changing this oil because I'm going to be making donuts for church on Sunday. So this is when we're probably gonna have to fry these up in 2 batches. We'll see how many we can fit in here. It's important that you don't crowd your fryer, because when you do that, you're gonna bring the temperature of the oil way down, way fast. And so,
and these might stick together.
We don't want them to stick together. So what is that? 7? Yeah. We're gonna go with that for right now. And then I'm gonna get my hook. And I'm gonna lower these slowly. I'm gonna only fry these for about 4 minutes because everything's cooked. We really only wanna fry the tortilla. Here we go. There we go. We'll be back when they're ready to take out. All right, these have been in here about 3 minutes. I'm gonna slowly raise this up, and you can see how they've turned nice and golden brown. Whoops, I hooked the camera onto the fryer hook. So you wanna keep a close eye. You don't wanna over fry these, okay? I just have a little pan here with some paper towel in it. They smell wonderful. They're nice, and you can see the edges here got nice and puffy, and that's what you want. When it starts to turn a little bit brown like that's when you want to pull them out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to fry the rest, and we'll meet you back at the kitchen counter, and we'll fix you a plate of homemade, quick and easy taquitos made from leftover beef brisket. There you have it. Homemade taquitos, all ready to go. We made up some homemade guacamole, and if you want to know how I do that, I'll leave a link at the end of this video as well as down below in the description box where you can go and see how I did that. These taquitos look amazing. They smell really good, and I'm really excited for dinner tonight, and I think everybody in the house is. These, super simple. We literally use 2 cups of meat, people. 2 cups of meat, that's it. That made 20 of these delicious taquitos. I figure a good serving that you would get in a restaurant is about 3. And so that means we're gonna eat about a dozen, and we're gonna have about 8 left over. So I'm gonna put them in the freezer, and these will easily be reheated in the microwave or in the oven for a quick lunch. And we can just roll with that. So not only are we gonna get 1 meal, we're gonna get a couple of lunches out of it too. So that counts as 2 meals. A meal for 4, and then we're gonna have 8 left over. So if we each only had 2, it would be 2 dinners really. And if we wanted to take it a step further, you know, you could even stretch it even further if you only served 2 per plate. If you had some beans and rice to go along the side, but we don't have any beans on the side because we have our beans ready to go inside of our taquitos. This is what we're having for dinner tonight. It's nice and easy, and I can't wait to taste it. Are you ready to taste it?
I have to.
Okay, I'm just gonna have Rick bite into one of these over here on the tray. Oh wow.
That is.
You can see what it looks like. That's really good.
That is.
Honestly, cannot say enough about that Masterbuilt turkey fryer that I bought at Thanksgiving. I really love it. And now that we have it set up in our carport, I'm using it more often, and it really, it heats up super fast, and I just love it. So if you want more information about my fryer, I'll leave links down below to where you can learn about that. That is how you make hand-rolled tacos, taquitos, flautas, whatever you want to call them, quick and easy, using leftovers from a bulk cooking session that you made 2 weeks ago, and you made another full meal out of just 2 cups of that meat with additions to it. I really think that we're doing well. So this is meal number, see we did a meal of brisket, we did the pizza, we did Chicago beef sandwiches, now we're doing flautas, and then this is going to count as 2, so that makes 5 meals total. And then we're gonna do something else out of what we still have left over. I can't wait to share with you what that's gonna be. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed my video. I wanna thank you for joining me today. And if you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're not already, be sure and hit that red subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, please hit the the bell button so you get the notifications from YouTube whenever we upload a video, so that you don't miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope you give these hand-rolled tacos a try, and I hope that you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya!